What is up, everybody? It is your boy NCSO7 here. Welcome to the Game of the Year 2023 discussion. It's been another year of games and whatnot, and it's time to go through the list again and decipher what games we thought were our Game of the Years. And of course, I'm not alone. I got my boy JasonButtholz with me.
I am so hyped for this.
The homie that got revived from the dead.
Yes.
It's time. So I would say before we get into the games from this year, and by the way, this isn't a comprehensive list of every game this year because that would take forever to make. It's just the games that I thought were the most notable at the very least. But yeah, so before we get into the games of this year, I guess we may as well mention like some of the games that we played this year that came out previous years because that's what we do. So
Yeah.
what would you say is one of your favorite games that you played this year that came out like before this year?
That's a really good question. I've been playing. I was busy a lot this year. I played a lot of games, but I think I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed this year.
Valhalla, especially because you're trying to go for that platinum.
Yeah, because this year I played Odyssey. I got the platinum for Odyssey, and that took forever. I don't know. Like the more modern Assassin's Creed games. I just kind of like getting lost and just kind of roaming around.
Yeah.
Because like the games, I know they have a lot of criticism, like 50-50 amongst people who play them, but I think the visuals of them are at least really good.
Yeah, the games look really, really solid at the very
Yeah.
least. I would say, I played through like a shitload of games this year. I played through all the Pikmin games this year, which was a lot of fun. I'd beaten the first 3 Halo titles, which Combat Evolved was it was okay, but Halo 2 and 3, those were pretty good. I played other stuff as well. Recently played through the Sonic story in Sonic 06.
Why did you play that?
Look, I just wanted to get an actual opinion on the game, but anyways, that's out of the way. Let's actually get into this list, shall we?
Yes, I agree.
So, what better place to start than SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake, which was basically the sequel to Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Yeah, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. It made a lot more sense story-wise and locations. Cosmic Shake was like a fever dream of a game. Like, that's the best way I can put it.
I never played it, so.
There was a lot of creativity, but there was some moments where I felt like there could have been a little bit more polish and stuff. And plus, because Battle for Bikini Bottom, the reason why it was so good is because there was a lot of nostalgia around it.
But this game doesn't have that.
But this game doesn't have that, so it's kind of like it doesn't really give the same vibe off.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a bad game? No. If you like Battle for Bikini Bottom, this is worth giving a try. But it wasn't like anything I'd go cuckoo crazy for.
Yeah, it was just kind of it was a fine SpongeBob game, I would suppose.
Yeah, and I did have a lot of glitches throughout the game too. There was a final boss that didn't
take damage.
No, that was a different game. But this boss, like, I died, like I failed.
Yeah.
And then when I went back to it, it wouldn't respawn. Yeah, like a story-related boss, it wouldn't respawn. So I had to I believe I had an older save file, or I had to redo that level or something. It was really dumb though.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dumb.
No, but that was Destroy All Humans 2.
Oh yeah, you were mentioning that to me.
And apparently from what I looked up, that's not even like a rare glitch. Apparently many people actually had to deal with that.
Wow.
Imagine that.
That's sad.
And that's why you pay good money for game testers.
Yeah, which I don't think game companies get enough of, but
we're here.
We're here.
Yes. Give me like $5 or something. A Topper's Pizza, I'll be good with that.
Give me a Domino's pizza every day, and I will be happy.
We'll test your games.
All right, next game, Starfield. I think we can probably make this one very quick.
Ew! I'm just joking. It's not you.
It's a fine game. I haven't played it, but I assume it's good.
They dumped a lot of money into this game.
Yeah, they put a lot in this game.
Like it was
like 80 million or something like that.
No, it was $250 million.
Never mind.
It was like $250 million because they were developing this game. If I'm correct, they were developing this game for like a long ass time.
Oh yeah, this is a
And
long time.
of course, the advertising too. You have to spend a lot of money on that. That's what most games, a lot of the money is into. Aside from Call of Duty, where most of their money is going into how many gigabytes they can make the game.
We'll get into that pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll get to that pretty soon.
But yeah, I guess we'd say Starfield is pretty decent then.
Yeah, Starfield's probably good. I want to play it more. I want to try it at least.
Yeah. All right. Now we got Detective Pikachu Returns. This was pretty meh.
Yeah, the first Detective Pikachu was pretty meh to begin with, and it's just like, I think the one cool thing is that they added more Pokemon from more recent games, but it's just like a meh sandwich.
I will say the game honestly doesn't look that good. I remember when they showed this in that Nintendo Direct that we were watching together, I honestly thought the game looked like a 3DS game.
Yeah, that's what I get the same thing too, because it's like...
Like, I mean, the image on screen honestly looks a lot better than the final game. At least based on what I've seen. And apparently the game, like, the mystery isn't even really that complicated. So, if you like mystery games, this might not be for you, because it's not really much of a challenge.
Well, that sucks too, because a game like this should really be more story-driven. And if the story is not even that good, well, that kind of stinks then.
Yeah, so another swing and a miss for the Pokemon Company, but I'm not really surprised at this point.
I hope they make it. I hope the next mainstream Pokemon game is better.
Yeah, hopefully. Now moving on to Speak of the Devil, Modern Warfare 3.
If anyone buys this at full price, I feel bad for you. This is a waste of money.
I almost was going to, but I just barely. I didn't get it.
So I don't get how you can produce a game that's 250 gigabytes, but it's literally almost rinse and repeat the last game that you produced a year ago. The story was garbage. The new map, it was just new maps. Maybe they fixed... It's like the type of thing that they could have done where they could have just fixed Modern Warfare 2, but they were like, oopsies, and then they were just like...
They could have just put like a big patch, like huge update out for Modern Warfare 2 that adds new maps and whatnot. They could have just done that and fixed a lot of those issues, but Activision, they want their money.
Yeah, and also they're doing this thing where it's like all the Call of Duty games are in one hub now, in one thing. So it's like, how many gigabytes do you need to have all these like freaking games on your system?
That's why I don't get the newer Call of Duties.
I mean maybe if I can get the like
SSD, can get it cheap.
If I can get an SSD card and if I can get like the game for cheap, maybe I'll play, because like sometimes you get the feel that you want to play Call of Duty. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes I want to. So
yeah.
Like, but like, do I really feel like buying this for cheap, especially if they're gonna release or like shit out a new one in like maybe like 2 days from now? Like
probably not a good idea.
Yeah,
So yeah, swing and a miss for this game too.
Yeah.
Oh well, and this ain't gonna be the last swing and a miss for this video, unfortunately. But we still got some really good stuff coming later as well. Ooh, WarioWare Move It. Oh, this game was honestly kind of disappointing, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, so I can talk a little bit more about this one. This game, okay, this might be a very hot take, but you've played WarioWare before, right?
Yeah, I like WarioWare.
I've honestly been starting to lose my love for WarioWare, because I'm starting to just get a bit bored of how they haven't, aside from like the controls and whatnot, they haven't really evolved the series that much since the first game. And I felt like this game especially, like, it just felt like it uses the motion controls and whatnot. It kind of feels like WarioWare Smooth Moves. It's definitely kind of more, I would say it's more of a sequel, but honestly, I'd rather play Smooth Moves. Some of the controls in some of the minigames can be really weird. Some of them use the IR camera, on the right Joy-Con, they got that IR camera. Those are the worst micro games. The absolute worst ones. They're so garbage to me. And the game was super short, too. I beat the story in like 2 hours. And I didn't even have really much of a reason to go back to it either. I mean, like, I like that they went for actual full voice acting this time around. I like the new idea they had with it being more of a vacation sort of setting. And I like that they put more of an effort to really make it a WarioWare game. But for $50, This should have been an eShop game. I'm sorry.
A+ cover though.
You know what? Yes, the game definitely does have its charm. I will say that. It's not a bad game by any means, but I feel like this would have been better for like maybe $30, honestly. But
yeah.
I think with the next, I think the next WarioWare game, they need to either have a lot more micro games, or they really need to like do some stuff to modernize it. It didn't really help that this game came out right off the heels of Spider-Man 2, Mario Wonder, and then later Mario RPG Remake and Persona 5 Tactica would come out. Like, this game just didn't really stand a chance when the other games were just so polished, which we'll get to all of them later. So, yeah, WarioWare Move It. It's a fine time, but I wouldn't really say it's anything I would go back to, personally. Now, moving on to... Oh, yeah, the VR games. I put 2 of them on the video. So, we got Horizon Call of the Mountain. So, this was one of 2 first-party games that came out this year. So, what do you think of this game, Jackson, even though you don't have a PlayStation VR 2 and have never played this game before?
And going off of that, exactly! Because guess what? We're not made of money.
Yeah, we're not Sony zealots.
So yeah, we already have, like, I already have the first PlayStation headset.
Me too.
And I already bought that. So I don't feel like for space. Plus, I really didn't use the first PlayStation headset that much because I didn't really buy enough games for it. So it motivates me to play, like, don't get me wrong, it motivates me to play the first, like, headset, of course. Because the problem, I can't play this game with it. So
you can't play it without it either. You need that PlayStation VR 2.
So it sucks because
the game is actually, from what I know, pretty decent.
Yeah, I heard it was good, but I don't feel like spending how much, $600?
Yeah, pretty much $600.
$600 and then buying the game,
which is $60 too.
60, so. And VR games aren't even long. So
this game might be a little bit longer, actually.
Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting.
But I don't know about that.
But what worries me is that I don't want them... I was about to say, I don't want them to make fully developed games and then be like, oh yeah, you have to spend $600 for this VR headset. But will they really produce that many VR headset games? I don't know, because...
Well, Sony themselves haven't really done that much. This is pretty much their main thing. I guess they did an update for Gran Turismo 7 where you can play in VR, but that was an update, not a new game.
Yeah, it just sucks because, like...
Port this game to Quest 2 and then I'll try it.
That would be nice.
Because I do have a Quest 2.
Because Quest 2 is a lot more...
It's a lot more versatile.
Yeah.
You can use it wherever you want. You don't need a fucking PlayStation 5 to use it.
Just more people have it in general.
Like, and this is like the belief I've had, and I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent with this, but I think the PlayStation VR 2 should not require the PS5. Why couldn't the PlayStation VR 2 be its own individual system? It costs more than the PS5. Why couldn't it just be its own system like the Quest 2?
Yeah.
It would have been so much better. Hey, you can have the option to plug it into the PS5, and maybe you can play PS5 games with it on, but you don't have to have the PS5. Make it like the Quest 2. So I would say the Quest 2 is the best headset I've had.
Yeah, I got a free adapter like a long time ago when the PS5 first came out, and it's supposed to, like, I can hook up my PS4 headset to the PS5.
You did do that.
I do have that, but I'm assuming that still doesn't make it any better for me to be able to play PS5 VR games. I'm assuming it still doesn't work.
I would assume not.
I would assume not, which is doo-doo.
You won't know until you buy the game, which...
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, Call of the Mountain, probably a good time, but it's stuck on a headset that nobody has, so I don't even know. And for the last VR game, FNAF Help Wanted 2. Now, thankfully, this game actually is going to be coming to Quest 2 soon, so...
Okay, that's good.
I will check this game out when it gets on Quest 2, but this came out like about a week ago. I'm assuming the game's alright.
I've seen some people play it. It looks like fun.
It's basically just kind of a continuation of the first game.
I would say, yeah, it's just like, because like the first game was the older ones that came out a decade ago. Help Wanted 2 is like the more modern games.
Yeah, that's the one where it has, like, I think Sister Location and Onward. And I mean, I guess this isn't like the game related, but the FNAF movie did come out this year, and we did watch that.
Yeah. It could have been way worse. That movie was not bad.
It was alright. I think it looked really good. I think it was definitely there, but I personally thought Springtrap was very disappointing.
Yeah, for something.
The dude who William Afton, he was weak in this movie. I don't know. When he was in the Spring Bonnie outfit and he had the knife out, I'm sorry, that was funny to me. Because, like, I thought the whole point of these animatronics was to be scary without weapons. Like, imagine if you see, like, a Freddy running at you in a jump scare, carrying a knife. Like, how, like, silly would that look?
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I don't know. I just thought personally, I thought I was expecting, my, like, expectations were a lot lower. Like, yeah. I was expecting the movie to be pretty trash, but then it ended up not being as bad as, like, I expected.
I mean, it took them, like, almost a decade to make the movie, so...
It grossed a ton of money, too.
Oh, yeah, it did. And this isn't the last game movie we're talking about. There's one more, but we'll get to that later. So, moving on to... I think that we can do this quickly. This was the Like a Dragon remake from Yakuza. I have not played this game, and you haven't played this game. I don't know why I put this on the list.
Yeah, I don't even remember this.
I'm gonna say, I saw it a little bit, and, like, I guess it was good. I played, like, one Yakuza game. I played Zero, like, a couple years ago, and it was alright, but I don't really have much of a desire to play the other games, but I assume the game's fine,
yeah,
so...
there's a lot of games, too.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them. Now we got Hi-Fi Rush. So I think this was one of the few Xbox exclusive games, or at least it was like Xbox and PC.
Yeah. So I saw a lot of people playing this, and I heard actually really good reviews about it. So I played like maybe halfway through it. It's got a really cool art style. It's fun. It's fun because you go. It's like platforming throughout around this colorful world, and then you get to do combat, and then for like combo finishers or certain segments, you do like rhythm game, or you do like a rhythm game on top of it. This was just a really unique experience for a game. It was funny it was really funny dialogue for the most part. Like the story itself doesn't take like itself seriously. It's supposed to be like just funny and lighthearted, and
yeah.
I'm shocked I didn't complete this game because for what I went through, I enjoyed it a lot.
I haven't played it myself. Definitely looks good based off of the images I saw on Google.
Yeah, I don't have. I didn't get to finish it because I don't have Game Pass anymore. But this would actually be one of those games that I would just buy on its own.
Yeah.
I would literally just buy this game on its own, and I'd probably be happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Alright, then Street Fighter 6. This is one of the bigger Capcom games this year. I have not played it myself. You haven't, but I've heard the game was pretty alright.
Yeah, I
mean, I've heard more about Mortal Kombat 1, which we'll get into in a bit, but yeah, I might maybe give this game a shot at some point, but I don't know.
I've never been a big tournament fighter guy, so...
Yeah, but speaking of which, Mortal Kombat 1 also came out this year, and funny story, I actually ordered this game on Target yesterday because it was like $30 or $40, and it usually goes for $70, so I was like, okay, because I saw like some people, because I went to this thing yesterday, and like these people like in the classroom, this was at my school, they were playing this game, and I was like, I was watching the matches, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. So I ordered it from Target. We're gonna be playing it once it gets here.
Yeah, I think the DLC has a lot of cool characters too.
There's Omni-Man.
Yeah, Omni-Man, Homelander, I think.
If Omni-Man's like a paid DLC thing, I'll get that. Make sure.
I know they're adding a lot of characters too.
I know this game is definitely good, and I've never played the Mortal Kombat games before, so button mash to win, right?
What was the one before this? 11?
11, yes.
11?
And they called it 1 for some reason.
Yeah, is it supposed to be like
a reimagining? I have no idea. I just told you I don't play these games. I assume... I don't know.
I have no clue either. I was just confused that they called it 1.
I don't know. The point is, though, I'm sure it's a good time. Oh, yeah, we got F-Zero 99 next. When Nintendo was like, here's your new F-Zero game, and then it's just an online 99 game that's going to probably get delisted soon.
Yippee.
But I've actually heard that this game is actually, like, not too bad, actually. Like, apparently it's a decent time, but why was this the one thing that F-Zero fans got? Not that I am a fan, but, like, why?
Like, it would be really cool if they actually got, like, a full modern F-Zero game.
Like, they remake GX or something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess this is fine in its place, I suppose, but it's just, this was a weird choice. I felt like they wanted to do more, but, like, I don't know. This is just a weird thing that Nintendo did. Oh, Crash Team Rumble. This game, we never played it, but I mean...
I've been meaning to buy it soon.
Is it good?
I've heard good things. I think it's average or above average, I would say. I know that every single time I hear about them releasing like a battle pass or some type of thing like that, I hear people talking about it or like DLC. I think people still do enjoy playing this game. I don't know if there's still a big fan base or not, but
I have no idea.
I would have to try it out. I want to.
I don't think this game's super expensive either, so...
No, it comes on sale pretty often.
Yeah. So, I assume it's fine. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3. The game that won Game of the Year. Which, probably because they really didn't want to give it to Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I have not... I want to play this.
I would have played this if they made a physical copy. Which they are making a physical copy later, but... The fact that it wasn't there on launch is kind of bogus, because honestly, this was a game I would have been willing to try earlier.
I don't really think they anticipated Baldur's Gate 3 to, like...
Yeah, but still, they should have still had, like, physical copies. I don't care. But this game was definitely, like, I can definitely say, like, it's basically like a Dungeons and Dragons RPG sort of thing. Apparently, like, I've heard there's a lot of, like, you know how a lot of games, they'll have, like, the choices you can choose, and they'll try and go, oh, all your choices matter, but then they really don't. Apparently, this game actually does. Your choices actually do matter in this game. Apparently, so.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
This is a game where this is one of those things where I'm just gonna have to wait until they make a physical copy. Because I mean, yeah, I could get it digitally, but it's like I want a physical copy. I want it in my collection. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm hoping a physical PlayStation release comes out soon.
Then it can sit right next to Balan Wonderworld.
Yeah.
the other best game of all time. So yeah, I would say Baldur's Gate 3 is good, but should have a one game of the year? I don't know. I think Tears of the Kingdom should have won, but I digress. Now, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. I have not played much of this game at all. This is basically a remake of the first two GBA games. It looks really good. It looks really good visually. I do have it, but I played like 40 minutes of the first game, and then that was kind of it. I just didn't really... I need to get back and really play this game. This is definitely what I need to get back to and play. But, yeah, you didn't play it at all. I'd say, like, I don't know. I'm not an Advance Wars fan, so I don't know. I probably just need to play more of it. But from what I saw online, it did seem that people did like the game, so... I mean, at least Advance Wars does have, like, a new kind of version of the game that is in the modern age. Because I think the last time they released a game was on the DS, so it's cool that this got made. Then we got Assassin's Creed Mirage, which you were talking all about these modern Assassin's Creed games, but you have not played this one yet, so...
Nope, because I've been poor lately.
Yeah, very poor indeed.
Very poor.
But you were going to get this for Christmas, right?
I'm hoping that if I can... I'm hoping to either get it or at least... have money or around this time, I don't know, just...
Because this game tried to go back, like, kind of mix the modern with the older games.
That's what I've gathered, and that's what I have seen throughout this game, because old Assassin's Creed fans who've played it for a long time love the old games, and they were kind of peeved when Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla all came out. But I think they tried. But I personally am fine with, and I personally kind of like the modern ones, mostly because of the visuals. But I think that because both of them have their positives and their negatives, and I think combining the positives of both kind of makes it a better experience. I'm glad that they at least took a break with instead of releasing one every year, and at least took a little bit more time with this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just hoping to play this sometime soon.
Yeah, maybe me as well. And the Resident Evil 4 remake. So this is the other big Capcom game from this year. I might maybe get this game at some point, but I'm not too sure. I haven't really played. I played a little bit of the original Resident Evil 4, and that's it. Have you played any?
I have not really ever played any Resident Evils. I just never really played them. I guess I haven't.
You just haven't gotten to that series yet.
Yeah, I probably if I played one or two, or any of them, I probably would like them. But
Yeah, but I've heard this remake was pretty solid because this was following the other Resident Evil remakes. So
yeah,
I assume the game is good. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was already a really popular game.
I was about to say, at the time of its release, I heard a lot of people bought and played this. So
yeah, I was almost gonna ask this for my birthday, but I think I asked for something. I asked for Final Fantasy 16, which we'll get to that later. So yeah, this game is probably pretty good. Never mind, we got the worst game that came out this year. Everybody wants to Switch. Who asked for this? Did you ask for this, Jackson?
I did.
You asked for it? How could you?
I was the reason why this game exists. Look, that horse in the middle, the guy wearing the horse mask in the middle, that's me.
Of course that's you. Wait, you don't have a suit that good looking now. Or garbage looking.
Yeah, I got a suit with a carrot in it.
This is just a weird thing Nintendo did. This was right in between Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4. This game. And it's not even better than the first game. In fact, I'd say it's worse. But I only played 5 minutes of it. We need to play it on Dudes Versus sometime.
Look at all these people holding the controllers in their phones. They look like they're part of a cult.
That's what this game is. It's basically you're in a cult.
You're in a cult.
That's what the game is.
Cult. Also, I like the Switch font because it literally is just like like the simulator games. It's
it looks like that.
I was about to say Cult Simulator, and then I realized that the Switch is literally just the simulator font.
Pretty much, yeah. But at least the simulator games are actually good, though.
I mean, some of them, yeah, but some of them are boring.
I mean, I guess.
Like to do.
I mean, yeah, but this game was not good, and I mean, yeah, it was $30, but it's like, what's the fucking point? I feel like this was one of those things where Nintendo didn't even want to release it, but it was too late in development, so they had to
It was a fan of the first game.
So, who?
A fan. It was some fan out there. Is just like, everybody Switch is my favorite game. I gotta make another one. I gotta get my fix.
Everybody wants to Switch is my favorite game. We gotta make another one.
All those people were hostages, and they had to get.
I think even people who are like, I think we're supposed to advertise it, were also kind of like, yeah, this game isn't that good.
Damn.
Yeah, this game was just weird, and it just didn't. It was just kind of a stain from Nintendo this year, but thankfully they did redeem themselves in multiple different ways. So, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is one of the first ones. So this is a remaster of the Wii game, and it was actually a very good remaster. Actually, it basically makes the original game not really. You don't really need to play the original at this point. The control is better because you don't have to use the Wii remote sideways. There's more content in the form of the mini games. There's the Magalore epilogue when you beat the main game. And yeah, they changed like the art style, and it can be better or worse depending on what you think, but I would say this was a very good package, honestly.
I think this was released on Wii, right?
Yes, Wii.
Yeah, I think I played I own the Wii version.
Yeah, I played the Wii version a bunch too.
Yeah, King Dedede looks fat as fuck though.
Yeah, they changed King Dedede's design in this game to his design from Forgotten Land, which I'm not the biggest into, but I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I think the older design was better.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good remaster, honestly. Then Final Fantasy 16. I got this game for my birthday, and I played 2 hours of it, and I thought the game was good, but I thought it was one of those things where 80% of it was like cutscene, and 20% of it was actual gameplay. I'm sure if I played more of the game, there would be more gameplay.
Cutscene simulator.
I guess, yeah. There were some cool things, because there's like this one part early in the game where it's like these two huge demons fighting each other in the air, and it's really cool, even if it doesn't really have much gameplay to it. But they can definitely say that this game is really good, at the very least. This is definitely one of those things where I should probably just, like, maybe one day I'll get more into the game, but I don't know. I haven't played that many Final Fantasies.
Yeah, I've only played 7.
7 and the 7's remake, the first one. That's it. But yeah, I would assume 16 is pretty good. Then we got the Avatar game that came out recently, Frontiers of Pandora. They've been advertising this game a bunch online. So
yeah, it's supposed to be like a Far Cry type of game. I think that the one thing that mainly stands out about this game is the visuals. I think they hit the forest theme really nice, and it's supposed to look really beautiful. From what I've seen, I think everything else is just kind of meh, like mid, average. Mm-hmm. But I think if I think the visuals is kind of the one thing that really stands out the most.
It sells the game the most.
Yeah, because when you look at this picture, like it looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Like
I just think that for a series like Avatar, I think that maybe a little bit more could have been put into the game, especially for how much they're advertising it.
Yeah, definitely, but I don't know. I've never watched Avatar, so yeah. Alrighty then. I'll go into these games quickly. Ooh, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. So the sequel to the 2021 game, and apparently this game is actually good, and I am asking for this game for Christmas.
This was one of the more surprising games this year, because they took what was bad, because the original, I've played the original a bit, and the original was really clunky. So they fixed the clunkiness, they added a lot more characters, they did the right thing. They did the right thing that any game designer should do.
They did what the Activision should have done with Modern Warfare 3.
They sat down, they looked at what was wrong, and they said, okay, let's take what's right, fix what's wrong, and give people what they would actually want in a game. And then they added some cool combo stuff into the game. And they overall just made it a fun experience. So yeah, I would recommend this one.
We'll definitely have to play this together once I get it.
Don't buy it digitally though, because I think
it's physical. I'm getting physical.
Oh, I know, me too. But the issue is, digitally they messed it up, and it's like $80 on the PlayStation Store. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Then we got Metroid Prime Remastered. So this was a bit of Nintendo kind of shadow dropped this during Nintendo Direct. So that was really cool. I have this game and I need to go through it. I need to play this game.
I need to get this game because the original Metroid Prime is really good.
Yeah.
And because that's really good and this is just a remaster, this also has to be good. So.
Yeah, I've heard that it's really good. I don't know if this is going to open the door for like maybe a Metroid Prime 2 remaster, because I'm assuming Metroid Prime 4 is never coming out at this rate. So, I mean, you may as well do the other two games remastered as well. Why not?
Metroid Prime 4 is still...
Yeah, they still haven't...
No, you're right. I forgot about that.
They revealed it in 2017, scrapped development in early 2019, and then nothing has still happened. We still don't even have a semblance of what the game even is going to be like.
Either it's dead or they're going to shit out something that's going to be, like, miserable.
I feel like this game's long development is not going to be for the best. Like, I know they want to try and ensure quality, but I think they're taking too long on it. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not really the biggest Metroid person, but so I don't know. But this remaster was pretty good, similar to the Kirby's Return of Dreamland one. Now you get the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. What a strange April Fool's game. So this is not actually an official Sega game. This was a fan game that was made that was officially endorsed by Sega. Basically, it's kind of like a somewhat visual novel. It's a murder mystery. And it's got like some gameplay sections in there. This game is actually pretty good. Actually, it's a free game as well on Steam. So
better than everything else.
Yeah, better than what we'll be talking about later. But I would definitely recommend giving this game a shot because it was a very well-made April Fool's joke. Like it's a completely joke about Sonic being dead, and it's really good. I really liked it. I played it like a week after it came out, and very good. It's very, very solid actually. It's not just a shit post. It's actually a good post. So I put some of those games in the list that you were mentioning to me were some of the worst games that came out this year. So we got that King Kong game first.
So for the amount of good games that came out this year,
there were also some games that came out that were stinkers.
There were some games that were shat on the faces of society. That the smell will never go away.
The smell of King Kong's turds.
I remember when this game first got released, I thought it was a trailer, but no, it was a cutscene, and it was one of the most disgusting looking things I've seen. So I was like, I gotta see this. And this is like, how can I say this? This is like one of those random games that you would see on like the PlayStation or Nintendo eShop or something for like $5, less than that. Just some shitty game like this. But no, this was a full marketed, full price, or maybe I think it was like $50.
Wow.
Game, and it is like,
it's bad.
It is really, really bad. It's so bad, in fact, that there was a King Kong game that was made in 2000, like when the it was when the PS3 first originally launched.
Okay.
And that game is actually
regarded as better?
It came out like 15 years ago plus, and it's already way better than this game.
I haven't played it myself, and I haven't seen much of it, so I don't really know, but
it was one of those games that was like supposed to be bad, but it was like surprisingly really good, and it showcased a lot of the features of what the PS3 could do.
Yeah.
This game shows what the PS5 can't do, which
yeah.
It just don't buy this game as a joke for maybe like $1.
Yeah, just wait to get just go on eBay and just wait for this game to get really cheap, and then maybe you consider getting it.
Yeah, this is awful. It's actually sad that this was released as $50.
That's pretty sad.
And the only reason why I think it gained recognition is because people shat on it so much, and sadly this company is making money because people are memeing on it.
Yeah, that's the thing with publicity. It can be bad, but it also means more. Any publicity is good publicity, they say. The Grinch Christmas Adventures. You played this game, so also, you platinumed it.
I actually do own this game. This was another lazy attempt to shit out a game, but it kind of sucked because when I was playing this, I realized I was sitting there and I was just like, you know what? There is like room for a actual good Grinch game to be made.
The potential's there
because the Grinch is such an iconic character and it has such an like differentiating story that you could create like a really good 3D platforming, and they've tried for PlayStation.
Or maybe even like an open world kind of game as well.
Yeah, in the early 2000s, they released a PlayStation game, and it was awful, like really awful. But this is it's meh.
It's more depressing.
It's like they just shat out the game, like knowing it would be bad and wanting people to buy it, but in reality, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't like that awful. It's just it just sucks because I like the Grinch and I like Christmas and it kind of makes me sad because if there was an actual good Grinch game, I feel like people would buy it because I feel like if you made a Grinch game that of all ages could play, because like Battle for Bikini Bottom, it's like example of like all ages can play.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did something like that with the Grinch, I feel like that'd be really cool.
But they didn't do that. I guess they was the game just kind of more geared towards kids or something like that.
Yeah, it was basically like people to get suckered in for money. It was just it's not worth the price that it is. It should be way cheaper.
Just wait for it to go on eBay for like $10 and then maybe give it a shot.
A couple pennies.
Alrighty. Finally, a good game. Finally, Persona 5 Tactica. So this is the spin-off that nobody wanted, but is actually pretty decent, actually. Because I played through this game not too long ago, and it's actually pretty fun. It's actually, like, very solid. I think the story in the game is actually pretty good. I like the characters. I think this is a much better spin-off than what Persona 5 Strikers was. I think Strikers... I think the thing with Strikers, looking back, is that it tried too much to be a sequel, and I think as a sequel, it was nowhere near as good. Because usually you'd think the sequels are way more chaotic and crazy, right? Like Terminator 2, but no. But Tactica, for being a spin-off, I think it just does a lot more. Also, the visuals in the game are very good because the game looks really solid with its art style, retaining the Q art style, which I think was a really unique kind of style, and I like that they did that again with this game. And the music is pretty good. It's not the best thing ever, but it's got some good songs in there. And while I don't think the story is that interesting, there was actually one moment in the game that actually did get me to tear up. No bullshit. I'm not going to say what it is, but there was one moment in the game where there were tears streaking down my face, and that's only happened to me very few times, so...
I have read good things about this game, and I've watched gameplay, and I want to have it.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend checking the game out whenever you can. I would assume that eventually this game will go on sale, and it's available on everything too. So
Xbox Game Pass
too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, Persona 5 Tactica was really good, and the same day that came out, the Mario RPG remake came out, and that game was also really good. This was the one I got when it came out on launch, because I got Persona 5 Tactica later, but the Mario RPG remake I got on launch. I had not played the original, and I gotta say, this is a great game. This is a great game.
People have been begging for this remake
for the longest time.
Since the dawn of the beginning of Earth.
Pretty much. People have been wanting this since, like, the ancient era. Like, yes, people really wanted this.
It looks good. It is good.
The music's really good. And what's great is that you can switch between the original SNES soundtrack and the new soundtrack. And I haven't listened that much to the modern one because I just used the classic one, and the music's so good. It is so fucking good. The gameplay is also really good. Well, it is a short game as it's only like 10 hours or 15 hours, which is short for an RPG. I think it's a fun game, and I've already started like a second playthrough just to like play through it all over again.
Nice. Yeah, this is another one I really want, but sadly I'm poor.
Yeah. Again, Christmas is around the corner, so there's that. But pretty solid time. And then Sonic Superstars.
Ew.
Meh.
Ew.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think the game's bad by any means, but I played through this game like last month, and I got this for $35. This was a $60 game, and it is just not worth $60. The day I got it, I beat it the day I got it. This game is not very long, and they try to like kind of make it longer with I think it's a new character in this game called Trip, and when you beat the main game, you get Trip's story, but it's literally just harder versions of the main game's levels, and it's just like. And I played like the first level, and I just found it obnoxious as hell. I was just like, no.
And they also released this around the same time as Mario Wonder, so it's like a big kick in the nuts for them because.
And then Sega, like after this game came out, said that they're hoping that Sonic can outdo Mario and his games, which fat chance of that.
They literally just proved that they cannot.
Yeah. like, it just sucks because, like, this game was $60, and it kind of tried to be like a callback to the older games. But in 2017, Sonic Mania was made by fans. It was made by Christian Whitehead and like some other fans. It was all released at $20. It was a much, much, much better package. A much better package. Sonic Mania is a game that you should just play instead. This game, I would say, like, if you can get it really cheap, I guess. I mean, I guess to give one positive about the game, it looks really good. It does look very beautiful, but that's all I can say. I mean, yeah, it's better than Sonic 4, but it's still not that interesting. I still think that the game, once I beat it, I tried to get like some of the trophies, but then eventually I just was kind of like, I'm done with this.
I'd rather play Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, Sonic Frontiers was better. That game made more sense to be a $60 game because it was actually a much bigger project. Even despite, like, Frontier's problems. And I know some people do like Sonic Superstars, and if you do like the game, that's fine, but you can't deny this was definitely not Sega at their best. Which sucks. And like, going back to what I was mentioning before, like, I think the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog was honestly a better game. I think it was better than this. How the hell is a fan game better?
I feel like a lot of Sonic fan games are better than what they're making now.
I don't know. Sega needs to get... They need to just put more time into their shit. They need to put more time and really refine it. But will we see that? Well, maybe we'll find out next year when the next Sonic game comes out. Then we got Hogwarts Legacy. So this is another one of the bigger games this year, and it was pretty good. I got this game like on Black Friday, and I have only played like 4 hours of it, but it was pretty good from what I played of it.
I have played maybe 140 hours of it plus. I played a lot of this game. I think that for how many bad Harry Potter games there has been in the past, I think it was kind of refreshing to have something that was like a good experience of it. The only issue I had, everything was fun. I really enjoyed the game, and I really enjoyed how many collectibles there was and how many challenges there were to do in the outside world. The only issue was that the story was kind of just, like, it was really hard to keep on with it. And there wasn't really much, like...
Much to it?
Yeah, the story didn't really keep me in it. What kept me in it was just like, oh cool, I'm a wizard. And then that was just it.
Yeah.
The story... If the story was better, that would have made the game, like, I feel like I would have a lot more hype about it, and I'd be, like, way more...
invested in it, but you did get the platinum, though.
I did get the platinum, and I did have a fun time doing it.
Yeah, I'll definitely play more of this game once I can. Then we got the Dead Space remake, and this was also very good. Dead Space it was a pretty good horror game back in the day, and I would say that this is pretty good. I've only played like a couple hours of the original, but I can definitely say this game is pretty good. It didn't really like scare me that much, but it was still a good game though.
This was one of the highest rated games this year too. So
yeah, it was really good. You need to play it.
Yeah, I'll probably get it at some point.
Play it, pussy. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this game was a lot of fun. I played through this during the October month, but I got it in like February. But I can definitely say this was a really good time. I really liked it. It didn't really scare me that much, but it might scare you maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully they do a Dead Space 2 remake, especially because like I think the game sold. I'm sure the game sold well because people wanted it, but yeah. And Pikmin 4. Oh, this was such a good game. We both played this one.
I am happy with it.
Very good.
I like the new features they added. I thought the new features were fun, and it made the gameplay at least like a little bit different. But they kept the core gameplay that everyone loved. It was nice and colorful. It was fun to roam around everywhere.
Like I said, I played through all the Pikmin games this year, and this is the last one I played, and God, is it such a good game. It looks really good. The new features they added were really good. They really did a good job at modernizing it without taking away from its core. The gameplay is really, really fun. I think it's just, I mean, Pikmin is really not that bad of a game gameplay wise. Like it's really good. I like the kind of treasure collecting thing. I feel like this was Pikmin 2 done right. It feels like this was a refined version of Pikmin 2, and it is so good. And this is a game that just took forever to come out too. So it's really good that it was able to come out and be like really good. So definitely give this game a shot if you can. They have a demo on the eShop, so play it, you cowards who haven't played it yet. And we're getting into the good stuff now. We're getting near the end of the list. So we got Fire Emblem Engage, the game that a lot of people either like or don't like. I am in the camp of I like this game. I made a whole video about it, so I think that should speak for itself. And I will definitely say, like, while I don't think it's my favorite Fire Emblem game now, I will still say this is definitely one of the best, like, one of my favorite ones. This is such a good looking game. I love, like, the gameplay that they did with this game. It plays so well. The visuals are so good. The animations are really good. Some of the characters are really good. The story is kind of meh, honestly, but I don't think it's like anywhere near as bad as what other people make it out to be. It's just kind of a bit more of a generic story than anything else. And while I don't think the music is as good as Three Houses, there are some really good songs in this game. And yeah, I made a whole video about it. I recommend you watch that. Shameless plug ensuing. But yeah. I guess you got no thoughts.
I played maybe some of the
GBA games.
I played some of the GBA ones,
Yeah, but I would say this is good. But honestly, if I were to recommend like this or Three Houses, I would recommend Three Houses. But yep. And we got Honkai Star Rail, which I made a video on this as well. So I recently too, so you should check that out as well. But basically, this is a game that was just, to me, getting advertised like so much online. So many ads for this game.
Yeah.
And they eventually put it out on PS5, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to try it out and just see like what it's like. And at first, like for the first couple hours, I was like, okay, this is actually like kind of alright. Because this is maybe the same people that make Genshin Impact.
So is this like Genshin Impact? Or
well, this is more, I would say like it's basically an RPG. It's kind of like the battle system is very similar to that of Persona. But it's not the same thing. It is different. But I really like this game. This was definitely like the biggest surprise to me this year out of anything else. So I think the characters are really, really good. The story is pretty decent. The gameplay is really good. The game looks really good. The music's really good. It's just a really good game all around, I think.
And you won't be associated with Genshin Impact fans.
That is true. I would say like Genshin Impact's a good game, but I haven't played much of it.
If you play Genshin Impact, all I gotta tell you is there's this thing outside called grass.
Some of them know how to touch it, dude. I don't know. I have only played like 4 hours of that game. But I played like maybe over 40 hours of this game. So I would definitely recommend checking this out. Again, it's free. Well, I didn't even say it yet. It's free, so, you know, no real excuse. Give it a shot, you cowards. Then we got Mario Wonder. This is a great breath of fresh air for the Mario series. This was just a really fun game. I 100% this game completely, and it's so good. It's so good.
It was needed to cure my depression.
This game was what the new Super Mario Brothers series wished it could have been. I made a video on this game as well. God, this game is really, really good. The gameplay is really, really good. The level design isn't like the best thing out there, but it's still fun. And it's definitely got like some challenge in there, like especially later in the game, which I really liked. And the whole like wonder effects in this game are just so cool. And while they can be like a bit overbearing, they do make the game a lot more unique. They were definitely like really trying to like, they were kind of trying to do the Mario Odyssey for 2D Mario.
Yeah, they had a lot more interesting ideas, and I feel like they took a lot of their good ideas and were able to input them in this game.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's something where I could look back on where it's like, wow, this was such a weird game, but this was weirdly really good.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's unique, but it doesn't like it's not bad. And it's way better than like New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Ugh. This is a fun time. Then we got Tears of the Kingdom, which was going to be my game of the year. This is probably the game out of all games this year that I spent the most time with. I spent like almost 300 hours in this game. Like, I liked Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom is so good. It fixed a lot of the issues with Breath of the Wild. There's so much area to explore in this game. There's a lot more enemy variety. The story of the game, I think, is a little bit better. I think that the gameplay, a lot of the gameplay, the abilities they added were really cool. I really don't have much else to say. I think like everyone who's played this game can say that it is without a doubt a really good game.
I agree.
How much did you play of that game though?
I played like maybe 20 hours.
20?
I didn't get that far.
Dude, 20 hours? I thought you played like 4 hours.
I could have swore I played a good bit of it.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I do need to play more of it. I'll admit that I did not get as far when it released. I didn't get as far as I hoped I would have, especially because this came out like I think.
This is like right around your birthday.
It was the day before. It was the day before my birthday. But I think the issue for me is that I never played Breath of the Wild, so I think I was having a really hard time
adjusting.
So if I would have played Breath of the Wild like any normal person, that when it came out at the time, because I feel
that is true.
Because I think I'm the only human being who has owned a Switch for a long time, but hasn't played Breath of the Wild. So if I would have played Breath of the Wild before this, I feel like I probably would have had a blast with this too.
I think Breath of the Wild, if you were to play Breath of the Wild first, you'd be able to appreciate that game. Because I feel like if you were to just play Tears of the Kingdom and that's it, you might not like Breath of the Wild as much.
So maybe I'll buy Breath of the Wild and play that first, and then I may probably have a lot more fun with this one then.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely, yeah. This was just a really good game all around. And it would have been my game of the year if Spider-Man 2 didn't come out this year as well.
Gosh, Spooter Dude.
This is both of our game of the years, which is probably the first time that's happened because we've always had different ones. I've seen a lot of people online, like I've definitely seen a lot more people kind of talk about how this game is definitely not perfect and that it's not really that great. Don't give a fuck. This game is really, really fun. It does have its problems. I don't think the story does have a lot of issues, but I think the story is still really good. It has a lot of great moments in this game. The gameplay is really good. I think that this was just... It took me a little bit for me to really appreciate this game, because I think when I first beat it, I thought, this is pretty good, but I don't know how much I like it. But I think when I was going through a second playthrough, I think that's when it was really starting to hit for me. This is a really good game. I mean, to be fair, I always thought it was a really good game, but I think it really didn't set in until later. And I just gotta say, good job, Insomniac, especially after what happened recently, which really sucks because they didn't deserve that hack, but you made a really kick-ass game here. This is the only thing from Sony this year that made me go, huh, they tried. Because this, like, aside from this and Horizon Call of the Mountain, they have no first-party games. Nothing. Only third-party, which was honestly kind of a shame, but I've talked enough.
I really like this game. I really like the story. I had a lot of fun playing this one.
I really like I like how they handled the symbiote and Venom in this game, even if I think Venom should have been in the game longer. Which that mission you play as Venom though, really cool. That was like one of those.
I'm really hoping that maybe they add Venom DLC or just New Game Plus and then DLC. That'd be a lot of fun.
Allegedly, they are making a Venom game, so that's actually very exciting. So hopefully that happens because. Oh, this game was so good. I like it a lot. I would definitely I haven't played as much of this as Tears of the Kingdom, but once New Game Plus comes out for this, I might be playing this game again and again and again. Is it my favorite of the Insomniac Spider-Man games? Honestly, I don't know because they're all really good.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's really hard.
I don't know. I'm not going to answer that question. you guys want to answer the question, let us know in the comments of the video. So yeah, this was a really, really good time and a pretty good place to end off the video. So I would say overall this year was really, really solid. Would you say that?
Yes, but you know what we need to do?
What's that?
We may need to make a separate video about the worst games of 2023. Because I know we went over 2 or 3 of them.
We went over a decent chunk of them.
But there is a list of games that got released this year.
Oh yeah, like we didn't put it in the video, but like there's a Walking Dead game.
The day before, their servers are already closing at the end of January.
Wait, the Walking Dead game?
No, the day before.
I didn't hear that one.
So the day before was this hyped game that was announced a couple of years ago, and people were excited about it.
Is it like Days Gone or something?
I'm not 100% sure. It got a 1 by IGN. I'm sorry. There are games out there that are notoriously known for being bad, and IGN hasn't even given them a 1. But this game got a 1 out of 10. And as of today, as of this, like I think yesterday the news came out, the main investor for the game actually is accepting full refunds on everyone who's purchased it. And the servers for the game are already closing after the game was released this month.
Oh my god!
That has to be like a record or something.
That is impressive.
That's like mid-December to end of January. By the time I go back to college, the game will be done.
That's impressive.
Like this whole break that I'm here home, that's the lifespan of the game.
Wow. Is it an online only game or something?
I don't think so. If it is,
wow, that's probably the fastest an online only game has died. Yeah,
I hope it's not an online game because 1, I love shitty games. So I have to I like if it goes cheap, my like urge to buy it and play it is increasing.
Yeah, there were definitely like some stinkers this year, but I do think it's also important to look at all the good this year because there was seriously a lot of good games this year.
Yeah, there was.
But of course, we will play more shitty games because I guess to kind of conclude the video, if you guys haven't checked out JasonButtholz, which you probably haven't, he only has like 2 subscribers. Sorry to do you like that.
Props to the 2 people who watch me.
You can go down below and you can go find his channel, or I'll leave an end card and whatnot. Go check out his channel because I'm in quite a bit of his videos. He does a series called Dude Versus where we play through basically either like obscure games or like really shitty games. You're going to be doing more episodes soon because you haven't done much in a while.
Yes, I plan to do more. There will be more.
Because there's so many shitty games we have played and games we got to play. So.
There's more.
Yeah, so anyways, I'd like to thank you, JasonButtholz, for joining me on this venture for another year of doing this sort of thing. And let us know.
Is this the 3rd year we've done this?
This is the 3rd year we did this, last year and the year before that. So.
Because I remember we talked about Battle Wonderworld for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, man. You can go watch his playthrough and see what he thinks of the game and how amazing it is. But that joke's a little hanging fruit. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Again, consider checking out his channel in the end card of this video description. And subscribe to me first and then go subscribe to him. Let us know down below what you guys thought was your game of the year or games that we may not have talked about that you think were very notable this year. But yeah, so I think that is it. We will see you guys sometime soon. Peace out, everybody, and take care.
Bye.